Hey guys, thanks for checking out Quick Sessions Podcast. I'm your host, Garrett Terrio, coming to you from Houston, Texas, inside Timberline Fitness Studio. And today we're going to talk about antioxidants. It's a word you've heard a ton of times, and I'm willing to bet you're relatively familiar with it in the sense of, hey, orange juice helps you not get sick, things like that. Vitamin C, you've drinking, vitamin water, it's said to have antioxidants, but what they really do, I think, is something that is kind of covered up. You have all these surface level assumptions, but to actually dig deep on how they operate and how they help you from a health perspective. So the number one job of what they do, their existence, is to help protect your cells against free radicals. Now, what are free radicals? So free radicals are these molecules produced when your body breaks down, food, when it's trying to obtain energy, or if it's exposed to outside elements like tobacco smoke, radiation, foreign, not good things, right? I'm guessing smog, any kind of pollution, all these things that can, release free radicals. And to sum it up, what they are is that they're natural byproducts of these metabolic processes in your body. When your body's maintaining energy, or trying to get energy, I should say, that is a metabolic pathway or metabolic process, whatever you want to call it. The best way to think about these things in a maybe not exactly as scientific of an example, but wood plus fire, you get heat, right? You get the energy from it, but there's also a byproduct of smoke. So think of free radicals like that. They're a byproduct. They're a waste product of the different chemical reactions that take place in your body that harm the cells of your body. Now, they're not all bad. They do play a pretty important role in helping out your immune system and attacking foreign invaders. But the problem is, when you have too high a percentage of these free radicals floating around, they do something called oxidative stress. And oxidative stress is what is attributed to cellular aging. That's the most simple part of it. Now, they say these are the things that cause, Alzheimer's or cancer or all these bad diseases, and probably due to the inflammation that they can cause, which is why they've linked it to these diseases. But we're going to keep it at just a basic level of cellular aging, cellular degeneration, which is ultimately why you age and eventually die. So here's how it happens. Okay. So when your body generates energy, right? Cells break off and free radicals are formed. What happens is there's a chain reaction kind of effect. First, this free radical is floating around, and what it's going to do is it's going to pull an electron from a molecule. And what this is going to do is it's going to destabilize that molecule. And when you destabilize a molecule, it turns into a free radical itself. And then that free radical does the same thing to another molecule, and so on and so on. And so that's the domino effect of how you get into this bad deal of having too many free radicals causing all this cellular damage, causing this oxidative stress. And what the stress does is, on top of cellular aging, it can also damage the proteins and lipids in your body that were otherwise healthy. Now, how do we take care of this? Because throughout the day, if you work out, run, anytime you need energy, cells are breaking apart and free radicals are released. So how do you keep them in check? Well, back to the subject of the podcast, antioxidants are what keep the free radicals in check. So these antioxidants, they're a molecule that stops the free radicals from taking the electrons from the healthy molecules and causing damage. These antioxidants are actually able to give this electron to the free radical without basically becoming destabilized itself. So it stops the chain reaction before it ever really gets going. They are, the equivalent to fiber cleaning up waste product in your intestines. Antioxidants clean up cellular waste, which are the free radicals. Now, what are the antioxidants? What do we need to be getting in our diet? What antioxidants are out there, and what exactly do they do? Right? So I'm going to save you a lot of time, a lot of Googling, and I'm going to just break it down for you. So the ones we're going to cover, the big ones, is the beta carotene and all other carotenoids. Lutein, resveratrol, vitamin C, vitamin E, lycopene, and all the other phytonutrients, which you ever taken science, plants. That's going to be a basic one. Won't spend much time on, but let's start beta carotene. That is, in a nutshell, how we get our vitamin A, which is good for eye health, vision in general, healthy skin, healthy mucous membrane, helps our immune system, and all these antioxidants are going to help your immune system. So I might sound like a broken record bringing it up for everyone, but that's the first one. Getting you vitamin A, that beta carotene, very important. Lutein. So this lutein is best when absorbed with a high-fat meal, because all these antioxidants sometimes need other things to help them get absorbed. It's kind of the whole thing with magnesium and calcium, right? Magnesium helps the calcium get absorbed. However, the magnesium can block other stuff, and that's a whole nother podcast. But this is another one. This lutein is another. It's the eye vitamin, right? It helps the aging of the eyes, right? As we get older, our vision gets worse. This is another one that particularly helps with vision and eye health in general. It slows it down. The resveratrol. So this is the one, the antioxidant found in red wine mainly, but also in peanuts and berries and things like that. And this is a pretty good one. It does not mean go and drink a bunch of red wine because there is alcohol in there, don't forget. But when people say, oh, a half glass is good for antioxidants, this is the one they're talking about. They're talking about the resveratrol. And it helps in lowering blood pressure. They say it can decrease LDL cholesterol. It can help. It's been found in mice to help develop better insulin sensitivity and help fight the complications of diabetes, obviously. It hasn't been tested on humans, so we don't know if it's true, but every study starts with mice, so we'll see. It's also going to help with joint pain, and that's it for resveratrol. Next up, vitamin C. Everybody's familiar with it. It's required for the biosynthesis of collagen, L-carnitine, certain neurotransmitters. It's involved in protein metabolism. It's helped to actually assist other antioxidants doing what they do, especially, the other vitamin E, vitamin A. It is very helpful for immune support. That's the one everybody knows. That's the orange juice comment. You need it with a lack of vitamin C. There's certain things like scurvy you've heard of where if you just have such a low amount of it in your body, it can cause that. It can hurt your connective tissue, things like that, capillary fragility. Vitamin C is the most important, in my opinion, of all these antioxidants because it's the one where having a low level of it can actually hurt you. It can go out of its way and cause you illness, general fatigue, and even weakening of some body parts. Vitamin E, once again, immune function. The biggest thing it's shown, lack of vitamin E can hurt in cell signaling. So just your normal metabolic functions that you need. This can slow down that signaling. And then you got lycopene. Lycopene is what you use to protect yourself from the sun naturally. It helps with heart health, helps lower inflammation, which in turn helps with certain types of cancers. And this is the one, lycopene, this is the red vitamin, right? You find it in tomatoes and apples, any red or pink fruits. That's it. That's what it is. It's a lycopene heavy fruit. And then here's the big one, the phytonutrients. As the name suggests, it's all plants. And, this is the one where they talk about, if you read any cancer book, it's full of these phytonutrients, right? For heart disease, stroke, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, cancer. Phytonutrients is probably the most abundant antioxidant out there. It should be part of everybody's diet already. Nothing wrong with amping it up even more. I'm going to go over the food on this one. I haven't really talked about the foods on all the rest of the antioxidants, although, vitamin C from oranges, stuff like that. We talked about the lycopene being from the red, but the phytonutrients I'm going to break down a little more in depth. So red, orange, and yellow vegetables and fruit, tomatoes, carrots, pepper, squash, peaches, melons, berries, anything citrus, it's in there. Dark leafy greens, your spinach, your kale, broccoli, chards, lettuce, all that, garlic, onions, chives. Leeks are a big one, especially for anti-inflammation. Even nuts and seeds like walnuts, almonds, peanuts come to mind. Legumes full of these phytonutrients, all your different kinds of beans, tea and coffee, any herbal tea, right? Green tea, black tea, stuff like that. And of course, the last one, dark chocolate. All these are just packed with phytonutrients that you need to be getting on a daily basis. The more the better, with the exception of loading up on dark chocolate. This is kind of the broad spectrum antioxidant. Treat the dark chocolate like wine, right? A little bit's fine. Just don't overdo it, or else there will be negative side effects, right? The sugars, the alcohol, things like that. So that's about it on the antioxidants. If you want to break down just a bunch of foods, I put a few together that are very high in antioxidants because there are different levels for each food. Dark chocolate, pecans, blueberries, strawberries, artichoke, goji berries, which I don't really eat, but always see them in the store. I never grab them. I guess I should. Raspberries, kale, red cabbage, beans, beets, spinach. Those are 12 foods that are extremely high in antioxidants. free radicals are a thing. It's aging us. It's a part of our life. You know, in a sense, anyone with a well-rounded diet is already self-medicating, I guess is the word, getting enough antioxidants. But if you aren't getting at least a handful of the 12 foods I just rattled off, you should really think about it. Most of these foods are pretty easy to add to your diet, and it's not like they all taste like crap either. You know, raw spinach, sure, but like strawberries, blueberries, that's easy. You know, throw them on your cereal. Pecans, that's easy. Especially down here in the South, you can grab them. Guys, thanks for checking it out. I hope that was educational. I know you've heard of antioxidants, but maybe you haven't sat and looked what each kind is and what kind of foods you should eat to get these antioxidants, but get them in there. Slow down that cellular aging. Guys, thanks for listening. Catch you next time.